The producers on the Blacklist and I were talking, and we're talking about sort of, I'm a big fan of pulps, like really high action, high drama, high concept, the old pulp novels and the pulp heroes. I'm like, we don't really do that anymore. You know, where's TV where, remember X-Files? You used to know what show was going to be every week, you know? And that's like, I just want you to be surprised. I want you to show that surprises you. He said, well, what would give you random crime? So we talked, went back and forth, and said, well, what if you were gambling on it? And he was the one who came up with gambling on crime, I fully admit. And I said, well, that's crazy. Who would gamble on crime? I mean, you'd have to be the most powerful, corrupt. Oh, there we go. And so, really, the entire secret history of the world, and there's actually a clue in the pilot to how old the organization is. Right in the pilot, Charity says it, that essentially has been gambling on crime for a very long time, and they're dug into the system. And so the whole premise is, look, sometimes you feel like you live in a world where nobody told you what the rules are. You're right. Nobody told you what the rules are. The rich and powerful are playing games with your lives, and this time they just picked the wrong guy to be in the game. And so the idea is, what happens when you have the corrupt, secret people who run the world, and they pick one moral man to be in the middle of it. And that's the fun of it. And we really wanted to get that sense of every episode would be, that was the one where they, just one thing every episode where they went, oh, remember when they did this, remember when they did that, everything stands up. You're never going to have a straight procedural ever. There'd be one just insane kick-ass moment of action or one big dramatic scene, but for us, the stunts. I mean, the fact we have actors who can do all their own stunts makes a big difference. Yeah, that's Philip on the motorcycle all the way through that sequence. That's Philip rolling off the van. Like, the only thing he didn't do is threw the glass onto the van because the network was like, no, we're not going to let you. But he was padded up. He was like ready. He's like, I've done this. Yeah, they blew me up like 4 times on Strike Back. I'm ready to go. So, like, the fact that he can do that stuff, that he and Wesley did that whole little fight scene together, and they got a bunch of other stuff they're doing. It's just, it gives us a chance to really kind of knock the pins out of what a normal TV show looks like.
And how much fun is it to watch them? Sorry.
To watch them, it's amazing. I mean, it's because the first time, for that little bit where he ties Philip up in the grip, stuntman came up to show Wesley the thing the first time. And he's like, and Wesley said, and the kid's trying to explain it. Wesley goes, just reach for me. And the kid reaches for him, and Wesley just bap, 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 and locks him. And the stunt guy goes down, and everyone on the crew went, ah! Like, we literally did that. And Wesley went, all right, let's do that. And the stunt guy kind of falls down. And Philip comes in, and they're doing it over and over again. And I go up to him. Philip's a big guy. I go up to Philip, like, how you doing? And he's just like, he's kicking my ass, man. Like, they're both capable dudes. And so it's fun to watch people loving their craft. Like, they're kind of like little boys sometimes. And everyone's super excited to do that stuff.
What does Wesley bring to the table, though? I mean, was it hard to convince him to be part of the show?
It wasn't. And I'll tell you, weirdly, he's a giant Blacklist fan. And so he was kind of looking at TV like, wow, maybe I should do that. And we were looking at, like, look, this character, it seems small in the pilot because it's a locked POV pilot. You're only in Philip's head so we can explain how the world works. Otherwise, it's information overload. I hate those pilots where they do it. Well, actually, and they explain the whole secret history of the organization on the elevator ride. Like, you will find out as he finds out. I mean, he will solve the mystery, and you will solve the mystery. And so I need someone who's like really intriguing, that plainly has a history of violence, but carries himself a certain way. This is a guy who moves amongst the most powerful people in the world, and they're kind of scared of him. And so when we're looking around, we're like, it's coming back to Wesley Snipes. And like a guy like Wesley Snipes. And finally Sony said, we could call Wesley Snipes. And we called him, and he was thinking about TV, and he came in, and it's, and you saw the great thing is, yeah, it's great to have Wesley for the action and for the menace, but the great thing is that comedy scene where he's the FBI agent. Like, everyone forgets he started as a comedic actor. He's super funny. And that's one of the things that we really want to dig in on the show is he's scary, and then he makes you laugh. But it's like a like there's a little, like, he might kill me now. I'm not sure how this is going to end. So it's just amazing having him. And we got him basically by just promising him, because he hadn't done TV in decades, I think. Like, the fun of it is it's a new character every week. It's a new show every week. It's a new challenge every week.
Is it difficult to come up with these new stories every week?
Well, look, we have a very smart cast.
Yeah.
And to a great degree, we're kind of liberated by the thing I said. The first thing I did when I built the show was they will gamble on any crime. So the fun of it is you bring in writers like, what's the crime story you never got to tell because it was too weird or too odd or like just didn't fit in the show? Because I'll admit, I don't know how castle writers do it. Like, I know, like, a murder every week? Just a murder every week? when I did Leverage, that was the fun of it. It was a con movie every week. We're going to do a different con or heist every week, and it's kept it fresh. I don't know how you do a body drop every week. That would drive me insane. So this is actually easier for me and the writers we have. And it is everything from like Phil going against an armored car heist, to him solving a 30-year-old cold case, to him hunting down a serial killer, to him trying to keep a mob war from erupting, him doing witness protection. Like, we can do any story we want, whatever the most interesting one is.
Did you use that background of how you guys did stuff on Leverage
A little bit.
room to do this?
Yeah, I mean, look, the great thing about Leverage was we did 5 years of crime research. So I still have a very big file of stuff we never used, stuff that was a little weird and unbelievable. It's nice a lot of people watch Leverage who went back then like, that's not real, or watching now like, oh, shit, they were just a little bit ahead. And we've got a lot of that same sort of conspiracy stuff, secret way the world works. A lot of those, how do you break this particular law? Or how do you break into this particular casino? All that went into a file we're pulling out for the show. All right, they're going to pull me. Thank you, guys.